Hi guys, welcome to another vlog from me, Neil, the Grumpy Old Gamer. And this time round, unsurprisingly, the main subject is going to be roster changes. Again, slightly covered on the last one, but this time it's going to be looking at the plethora, big word for me I know, but plethora of changes that went on a couple of weeks ago. The dust has settled a little bit now, and it's really now down to the teams have had a week or so scrimming together. And it's going to be interesting to see how those teams go at UMG coming up, because that's going to be the first big event for them to all have a go at the new rosters and see how they all settle in. One thing I will say is that it wasn't really unexpected. I think a few people who I'd been speaking to and a few people I'd seen speaking about it on Twitter were expecting a few changes coming. To the extent that we got, maybe not. But as soon as, I think JCap getting dropped by Optic was the first one. As soon as that happened, you could have almost guessed the amount of changes that were going to come. Not necessarily what was going to happen, but the fact that something was going to happen on a quite a big scale after that. So yeah, it was an interesting 24, 48 hours or so after that. My personal opinion is that what we saw and some of the excuses that were given for a lot of the changes were based around personalities in the team maybe clashing, or team cohesion not being particularly right, so they felt a change was necessary to emphasise on that. I don't know, are these excuses, are they actual reasons? If the team cohesion wasn't right, or the bonding within the team wasn't right, then why haven't these changes happened before then? I don't know, anybody can give anyone a number of reasons about it, but that was what was given, so we've got to take people at the word, I guess. But it was an interesting one. The only big one for me that really didn't make an awful lot of sense was Complexity dropping Clayster. Complexity have been mega for the last few tournaments. The old saying goes, if it ain't broke, why fix it? Or, you never change a winning side. Again, the excuse was given that there was internal factors within the team, and they felt the need to let Clayster go. I don't know. I personally just didn't get it. I really didn't get why you would want to change such an outstanding, all-encompassing, all-conquering team as they have been over the past few tournaments. Again, as I've said, time will tell. Let's see how they go on at the next tournament. If they win the next tournament with the new lineup, well, who am I to say? I've been made to look a fool. So let's see how it goes. The other teams and with their respective changes, it's going to be interesting. I think, particularly with Killer going back to Curse, that was a natural thing anyway. That for me is probably going to work because he knows the players there really well, and I could understand the reason for that. The other changes, sort of Goonjar's move, that was, a lot of people expected that because of the sort of knowledge of his new teammates again. So again, there are reasons, and you can see factual elements as to why people have gone to certain teams. I would guess that was going to happen anyway. For it to all have happened in such a short space of time, that was the surprising bit more than anything else. It wasn't just over the pond either. Recently, we've just seen that Infused are back on the COD radar now after losing the team to Orbit. They said they were going to take their time, but by the looks of things, they had something fall into their lap in respects of the Meet Your Maker squad, headed up by Scott Mack. Seem to have fallen into the laps of Infused, and Infused have taken those guys on. My understanding is that roster, which were taking part in the Gfinity Pro League, will now become Infused rather than Meet Your Makers in the Pro League, so the roster will remain in the Pro League and just take over those fixtures. So that'll be interesting, and it's good to see Infused back. They've had some good results under the old roster, so they're obviously quite a supportive organisation. So it'll be good to see those guys back in action, and obviously back in action on Wednesday, so tomorrow, in the Gfinity Pro League. So the name will be back out there. So good luck to all the guys in the roster. Good luck to Andrew and the guys at Infused, and hopefully they'll have some good times ahead. Brings us nicely on to Gfinity Pro League itself. It's been kicked off now for about two and a bit weeks. So we've had 2 lots of matches each week. So far, the league table I have up on my laptop in front of me. is headed by Aware Gaming, Vitality second, SK third. You got Epsilon fourth, TCM fifth, and Meet Your Makers stroke Infused sitting in sixth. Shocks, yeah, one or two. I don't think many people would have had Epsilon and TCM as low down the league even this early as they are. There's been some relatively shock results, but a lot of close matches, which has been really good to see. And I guess the guys at Gfinity would have hoped for that when they started the league up. It was a big step, and it appears to be working. Some good matchups, some good close matches, and the league looks really close already. I mean, everybody's within a win or so of each other. So even at this early stage, it's looking like a real good close league. So I've been watching that really closely, most of the matches. The ones I haven't been watching, I've been trying to keep up to date with on Twitter. The guys on Twitter really keep things up to date, and the updates coming nicely, so I've not really missed out on any results. So that's been really good. So we'll watch that continue. Good luck to Gfinity on that and all the teams in it, and hopefully that'll go well. Just a couple of personal things you might have seen recently, that I've had a couple of fairly high profile interviews up on the blog. First one with Ollie Sellers from Prophecy, about the return of those guys. It was really good to hook up with him, and that went really well. And then just this last week, firstly going up on Icons, and then secondly on my blog, managed to get hold of Chris Blevins, the team manager from Curse, and it was really good to hook up with him. Got some really good feedback from him, discussions about the team changes, and then on to the esports interview I did, which obviously is, those of you that read it will know, it's a little bit personal in terms of little light-hearted questions about Chris's gaming history and past and his likes and dislikes, and then on to a few more searching questions about Curse and about how they're progressing, and about his feelings on the esport scene as it stands at the moment. So if you want to visit my blog, both those interviews are on there. Give them a read and see what you think. Any feedback, as long as it's constructive, will be gratefully received. Thanks very much on that. Also, a couple of interviews coming up. I managed to get hold of Tommey from Team Vitality. He's answered a few questions for me and been really open with getting some information out of him. Mostly on a little bit of a slant of a UK player playing for a French team, and seeing how that came about, and seeing how that breaks down for him in matches and stuff like that. So keep an eye out for that interview coming up soon. That should hopefully be within the next couple of weeks, maybe after the Christmas break now. And that's about it for the time being. Hopefully got some irons in the fire about some new reviews coming up soon. A couple of things from Orb Accessories coming out. So hopefully that'll be coming and looking good soon, guys. So that's about it for now. All it takes from me to say is Merry Christmas to everybody. Hope you have a really good time. Don't have too much to drink, just enough. Everything in moderation, of course. And have a really good New Year. And I've no doubt if anything exciting happens over Christmas and the New Year, I'll bring you an update on that. But in the meantime, if not, I shall see you in the New Year. And Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, guys. Bye.